Hello and welcome to another episode of Connecting Pathways. In the previous episodes, we talked about anxiety disorders and how to deal with anxiety. Today, we'll explore what fear is and how we can overcome it. Fear is an emotion in response to an immediate danger or a threat. While traditionally considered a negative emotion, fear actually serves an important role in keeping us safe. When we feel scared or fearful, our bodies react in a certain way. You know that feeling when your heart races, your palms get sweaty, and you feel a bit shaky. That is fear in action. Now, fear should not be confused with anxiety. Fear is a response to a known and an immediate threat, while anxiety stems from unknown threats or it is an anticipation about what could happen. For example, you may feel fear when you are encountered by a big test that you need to take the next day. It lasts a while, but once a test is done, your fear goes away. Whereas for anxiety, you are constantly worried or fearful about a test that is weeks or months away. You find ways to avoid the test or spend all your time preparing for it. Anxiety can become a disorder when it becomes intense, persistent, and starts interfering with our daily lives. The two common fear responses are the flight and the fight response, which is the immediate reaction that we have in the face of danger. A simple example is you seeing a snake on the road. You would respond either by attacking the snake or running away from it. This is our inbuilt mechanism to survive. The other fear response is freezing or going blank, like when you are on stage for a big presentation and you forget everything that you prepared. Amygdala is a region in the brain that causes us to feel fear. That is why our amygdala is very important to survival. If we encounter a fearful situation, the amygdala remembers and causes us to feel fear for similar situations in the future. This is why a child who was attacked by a white puppy might fear other white and fluffy things. That is the brain telling him that anything white and fluffy is dangerous. The amygdala may not know the difference between good challenges and bad challenges and try to avoid them altogether, which is why we need to overcome the fears that stop us from growing. How do we overcome fear? More times than not, when we feel fear, we find a way to avoid the thing that is causing us fear. This is excellent for keeping us from danger, but it is not ideal when it comes to learning. For example, a common fear, answering questions in a group. The fear of giving a wrong answer could stop us from sharing our valuable opinion and developing confidence. When we are afraid of something, we think there are only two meanings. One, I should not do it, and two, I cannot do it. You might think, oh, I am afraid, which means I am not ready yet or I am not good enough. And we end up not doing a lot of things or missing out on some good opportunities. Now, the right question to ask isn't, how do I not be afraid of this? But, how can I do this even though I am afraid? It is very important that we acknowledge our fears and feel the unpleasant emotion, but we also need to push past that. Facing fears can be overwhelming. One of the ways to deal with it is to take things one step at a time. Start by doing something that feels a little scary but manageable. If it is going out to interact with a big group, start by going to small groups with a friend. Once you are comfortable, start going to the same small groups but alone. Gradually, you can reach out to bigger groups, initially with support and then without support. As you gain confidence, you can gradually take bigger steps. When we are anxious and afraid, our muscles become tense and our breathing becomes fast and shallow. One way to deal with fear is to reverse this automatic reaction. This can be done by focusing all our attention on our breathing. Try inhaling deeply through your nose, holding it for a few seconds and then exhaling slowly through your mouth. This gives a message to your brain telling that you are relaxed. To conclude, fear can make us look at every learning opportunity or challenge as threats, and so we try to avoid them. Instead, we can look at them as opportunities to do things that challenge us and we can learn, grow, and get better. Thank you, and stay tuned for the next episode.